Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sappica som chiede cosa babba con Soferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Let's get started indeed. Happy Thursday. Thank you for tuning in to Wanna Bet. Yeah, we're going a little early here. My schedule continues to be thrown into a bit of chaos and meetings that are scheduled and meetings that weren't scheduled and meetings that were rescheduled. So we had to bump this up so that I could skedaddle. But, you know, it lives forever on the internet. So plenty of time for you Apple Bottomsers and Spotifyers and everybody to consume everything. Excited to have the NBA back. That's a big deal. Olympic hockey is going away. We only have a few more bites at that apple. We tend to love the Thursday night college basketball slates, a lot of conferences that we do a lot of work in. I know we've got at least one triple-double on the show, so a lot to get to. If you're new to the show, ask somebody about a minute and 36. It's really not a minute and 36 to give you the bets. I haven't even looked lately about way that, Ben. Is it down to like 115, 114, 113?
Less.
Yeah, it's an interesting clock. It's an interesting show. First, second, third down, some of our favorite plays of the day. Fourth down, a bit of a catch-all. Fourth and short, plays to get you paid early in games. Fourth and long, long-term bets, futures bets, bets with a big payout. We also get weird in fourth and weird. And then overtime, we give you at least a parlay every single day. And we show our work and we keep score. It's been a couple days since we did a show. Tuesday was really good. Wednesday was, yes, Tuesday was good. Today's Thursday. Wednesday, look, I got completely effed by VAR again. The long review on a goal by Olympiacos. It was ruled a goal on the pitch. VAR takes it away. That's a 7-unit swing. It's still crazy to me we didn't get at least 3 goals in that match. Leverkusen, I counted 8 touches inside the 6-yard box that did not produce a score. They obviously did score twice, could have had more than that. And Olympiacos getting shut out at home hadn't happened a lot. They had plenty of chances, and they had, again, what I thought was a good goal that didn't stand. I got too cute in Bodo Glimt. We told you Bodo Glimt. Look, the underdogs we liked came through. Galatasaray, we told you, you're looking for a bomber. Galatasaray's live to win that fixture. Bodo Glimt, at least on the double like we played, but we thought they were live to win that fixture. Unfortunately, there's a first half goal. If you're watching the match, certainly looked like the Inter Milan forward handled the ball to me to get it down to his feet to score that garbage goal. What are you going to do? Pretty solid night in college hoops, except Loyola crapped the bed against Army. They started that game Beltway Ben, 1 from 10 from three-point land, 7 to 21 from the floor, never quite recovered. And Army won for the first time in a long time. How about you, Beltway Ben? How they hanging? Beltway Ben?
Yeah.
71 units up for Beltway Ben since May, documented on this show. How about that?
Yeah, there was a very good night. Tuesday, we went up almost 6 units. As a show, we went up to 6 units. And then yesterday, we fell back. I didn't go too heavy with stuff, so we're only down a little bit over 2 units, which wasn't the end of the world. But Kansas baseball, I suggested if you can't get it at -160 or -165, don't play it. Nate Tomlinson, one of our loyals, commented, got it at a bad price, but still playing it. I'm sorry. That was pathetic by their offense. They left 14 or 15 guys on base, and they gave up 3 runs in the 8th or the 7th. It was 1-0 through 6 or through 5. They gave up 1 to tie it in the 6th, and then the 7th, the bullpen just completely blew it. So they lost 4-1, but they had a tons of opportunities, which is unfortunate. Troy, against one of the worst teams in the country, was down at halftime and proceeded to only win that game by 1 point. I said I was going to give out their team total. I did not end up doing it. Thankfully, I didn't. They didn't go over. I played it on my own, but the number was a little bit too big for me, and I was already, kind of on them one way. I didn't know. I just kind of got cold feet. Thankfully, I did. Arkansas, Alabama. That one, regardless of overtime, I told you guys I thought it would be an NBA type of total, and it was just that. Always feel good about those types of reads because from the jump, we saw 15 to 14 with 16 left. Like, It was or in the first half, it was a really good read there. I said, both of these teams play NBA style offenses. They both try to send guys to the NBA, don't play much defense, and that's exactly what that game was. So that was a good cash for us. Georgetown screws us on the parlay. Ed Cooley is a hack. He won't be getting any love from this show from me, especially. I mean, the dude just cannot figure things out. Had it good at Providence and left to try to do bigger and better things at Georgetown, and is just continued because we know how bad it was going before with Ewing, but continues to run that program into the ground. So Georgetown screws us. It wasn't a good night, but 2 nights ago we had a good enough night to get us above 70 units.
Shout out to the Naval Academy for covering again. Go midshipman, way to capture the regular season Patriot League crown. And yeah, look, if Hoops HQ, our look ahead picks now over the last 2.5 weeks, we went 5-0, we went 3-2, and now we are 3-0 this week. So a little math.
Well, Wednesday we've been pretty dominant.
5 and 3 is 8. What is that, Beltway Ben? Is that 11-2?
For that, and then the Wednesday
that would
plays,
be 11-2.
Well, yeah, but the Wednesday plays was 2-1, 3-0, 2-1, 2-1. So Wednesday plays have been pretty.
Add all that up. We're at 1 a week now, with college basketball winding down. And yeah, we're updating those lines there as well. So definitely check out our buddy Seth Davis and Hoops HQ. All right, let's get it going, Beltway Ben. The NBA's back. Oh yeah, there is going to be a red card sighting in this show. That's baked into the cake. If you watch Tuesday, you kind of knew that was coming. Or I say Tuesday, but it was Tuesday for Wednesday. Whatever. We did 2 shows Tuesday. Look, I like the Pistons on the money line plus 150 at the Knicks. Detroit has won 5 straight regular season games against New York. Detroit won twice at MSG in that 6-game playoff series last year. Prior to this 5-game run of regular season success from the Pistons, the Knicks had won 15 straight regular season games in this series. So it's been streaky. I know we don't get Doran cleaning up the boards for us with Detroit. I still like this spot here. I think the Knicks remain overvalued. The Knicks defense still gives me pause. This has been a terrible matchup for the Knicks. Those wins by the Pistons over the last 5, 38, 31, 9, 5, and 9. The Pistons really get up for this. They've got a spur for the Knicks, and they really seem to be intent on winning the Eastern Conference. And maybe they let off the gas against Chicago a couple days from now, but I think they come out at MSG strangling a Knicks team that might know this isn't a great matchup for them.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be a heavy NBA show. You guys know the role that we were on in the NBA prior to the All-Star break, which, again, as much as I complained about what was going on and trying to figure out the tanking and everything.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
It worked very well. I was having a lot of success, and now it's gone. Or it was gone, but now it's back. So we're in a good spot here. We're going to play Jay Huff over 18.5 points and rebounds minus 110. Jason knows, and anybody who watches the show knows, love my revenge spots. And Jay Huff did spend some time in Washington, was like the G League Player of the Year when he played with the Go-Go. They didn't give him much run, was a great defender in that league as well. And he goes to Indiana, and he's not playing millions of minutes or doing amazing things, but he is playing solid basketball, and it does feel like with Anthony Davis in the fold and Alex Sarr, like Jay Huff would be a quality backup big for next year if you had him, but he's played fine in Indiana. The thing is, he hasn't played many games without Siakam. Like, Siakam's going to be out here. The last time he played without him, it wasn't amazing. I took him for a double-double on my own, and he didn't end up getting there, but wasn't able to get over this number. Siakam, as much as the Pacers are tanking, Siakam is still one of the guys who wants to go out and play and continue to show. I know he's out with personal reasons tonight, so I do think there's a chance that Huff's a little bit more aggressive on the glass. The Wizards really struggle in the paint, and when you look at games, right, before the All-Star break, they were bottom 3 in opposing rebounds. They were bottom 3 in opposing scoring. Sometimes it's like, well, they're getting a little healthier for some teams. There was a long All-Star break. How does that translate? Well, no, because if you look at the full season for the Wizards, even when Alex Sarr was active, they were bottom 5 in rebounds. They were bottom 5 in defense. And now he's inactive tonight. He's not going to play. Keyshawn George is playing, but he doesn't really change many things defensively, especially for Jay Huff, as he ain't guarding him. So I think Jay Huff should be able to get after it. Am I a little worried that, Carlisle might play with a smaller lineup and let Jarris Walker play the point forward and keep Huff off the court? Yeah, maybe. But I think in the, 24 to 26 minutes that he does play, he should be able to get us over this number. So Jay Huff over 18.5 points and rebounds, -110.
Going to be playing a lot of the hits here in the college hardwood tonight. Second down, a couple teams we've been backing lately. We'll start with our UNC Wilmington Seahawks at home to Monmouth. Monmouth's been pretty successful in the CAA, better than they've been in a while, but they haven't played a lot of the big boys. And when they did play Hofstra, they got swept. We're laying 7.5 with the Seahawks. UNC Wilmington 11-2 in conference. They've covered 5 of their last 6. They are the number 1 3-point defense in the CAA. They've got a lot of size. And this is a Monmouth team that's 12th in the conference in defensive rebounding. We think second chance opportunities for UNC Wilmington. We think they're too deep for Monmouth. And we think, frankly, this is a game they can end up winning by double digits at home. Monmouth have won 3 in a row on the road. Boy, winning 4 in a row in the CAA is tough. And again, they haven't faced UNC Wilmington yet. They haven't faced College of Charleston. We think it's going to be a tough matchup for them. And then Portland State at home, we love it. It's a little juiced. We'll lay the 3.5 -118. We've been on these guys all year. We love the way they play defense. We love the way they beat people up. And we love the way they cover. They've covered 6 of their last 8. They're 8-4-1 against the spread in conference. They win those games on average by 7 points. They cover those games on average by 3 points. 9-4-1 against the spread as a home favorite. 15-5-1 against the spread overall is Portland State. Idaho traveling hasn't been great, and Idaho in general. Vegas can't peg them. 2-6 against the spread, their last 8. We think Portland wins this game by, frankly, 5 points or more. Portland State, Portland State, Portland State.
Yeah, for me here, I'm going to get to this game a little bit more in just a second. But for now, for second down, we're going to play the Hawks and 76ers over 236.5 -110. Before the All-Star break and really all year, the Hawks have been awful defensively. We've chronicled it. We've talked about it time and time again. We attack player props, and I'll get to that a little bit more in third down. But with the way that they play and the Sixers not having Embiid, as good as Embiid is offensively and the space that he takes up and all of those things, the game slows down when it touches his hands. The ball gets in his hands. He takes his time, works guys around. I know he can give you 30 every night scoring, so you're taking that away. But the Sixers are perfectly fine playing fast. And I talked about Bona a few weeks ago. We had some success with him, but they don't rush him out there. And Andre Drummond, they're fine running with him. I know he stretched it out a little bit later in his career. He's been able to knock down a few more threes than he once was. Tyrese Maxey's going to control the game here, and I think he's going to run. I think they're going to play fast, and the Hawks have no issues whatsoever doing that. I know next year probably they'll want to kind of go into some defense. They move on from Trae Young. They're trying to figure things out because it's been just all offense from them for the past few years, but that hasn't changed. Right before the break, they add McCollum, who's clearly an offensive first guy. They add Kispert, another offensive first guy, and that's continued. So I think both these teams play in the 120s here, and we get over 236.5 -110.
Halftime! All right, Bill, we've been third down. I swear I didn't think of it this way, but I'm just looking at my notes here, and these are my 2 favorite college basketball plays of the night. And it just so turns out that it's 2 of my favorite 4 initial college basketball teams to play. We got UMBC and UMKC in the same third down, Beltway Ben. How about that? That feels like serendipity. That feels serendipitous.
Yeah,
that feels fortuitous. And hopefully it is profitable. We like the Retrievers a lot in the America Beast. We've been on them for a while. We've told you we think they can win the America Beast. And they host Vermont. Okay, this is -105 on the money line now. Do I think at some point we might be able to get a little bit of plus money on the Retrievers at home? I think we might if you want to wait. But either way, this is where I jumped it. So UMBC's won and covered 7 of their last 8. They've covered all 7 of those by 3 points or more. The only one they lost was at Vermont. But I don't think Vermont has the magic elixir. And Vermont hasn't been great on the road. They lost to a bad Albany team on the road. They lost at Maine. UMBC at home, what have they been doing lately? Win by 17, win by 23, win by 13, win by 1, win by 7. So they can win blowouts and they can win tight games. This is the number 1 offense and number 1 defense. Basically, these 2 teams are look, they're both really good. But UMBC, is holding teams to 30% 3-point shooting in conference. Vermont's not a good 3-point shooting team, and I don't think Vermont can win this at the foul line. So we like UMBC to continue their role. And then we're fading UMKC because we have to fade UMKC. North Dakota's hosting them, laying the 10.5. The Kangaroos, baby, money in the bank. 0-10 against the spread their last 10 games. They failed to cover all those games by at least 3 points. It was tight between these teams when they played at UMKC, 81-79. But the Roos are 1-11 against the spread in conference. Average margin of defeat, 16. They failed to cover conference games on average by 8.1 points. The Roos, 4-10 against the spread as a road dog. They failed to cover those games on average by 3.5 points. North Dakota been really good, 9-4 against the spread in conference. North Dakota's hot. They've won 6 of their last 8. And there's usually a stretch in these games, like with Gardner-Webb, like with Air Force, when the bottom falls out for UMKC and the run starts, especially when they're on the road. We think North Dakota wins this by 15 or more, frankly.
Third down for me. I told you it's going to be a heavy NBA show, and we're going to revisit a game that we've talked about already here on this show. We're going to play Tyrese Maxey over 29.5 points. We need 30 from him here today. Just spent time in the All-Star game right before the All-Star break, 30 plus in 2 straight. Before that, he wasn't going over it much at all. I finished 29, 26, 14, 29. Wasn't just able to get there, but was going under. And Embiid was on the court, and we know the demand for the basketball that Embiid always has. And he changes the game. Embiid is just a different type of player, but I talked about it earlier in terms of pace and when he's on the court, how they're able to get things going. In games where Embiid hasn't been out there, Tyrese Maxey hasn't just jolted for 30 plus every game. For some guys, when the star's out, the other star usually takes games over. Quite honestly, it's easier to put a little bit more attention on Tyrese Maxey and force somebody else to beat you. I get that, but the Hawks just don't have that. The Hawks don't defend much at all. They foul. They send guys to the free throw line. Dudes can get it going from beyond the arc as their bottom 3 in defense against the 3. I don't know. I just think this is a really good spot for Tyrese Maxey. I don't love playing dudes when other guys are out because that's the initial thought of every single bettor, and you want to go out and play a guy with another star out. And as I said before, Maxey has not gone over this with regularity in the games Embiid's missed. And we have a lot of sample size because we know Embiid doesn't play the back-to-backs and he sits out a bunch and misses weeks on edge. So I don't know. I do think Tyrese Maxey should be able to get it going here tonight. He's been better scoring the basketball at home. He gets to the free throw line more than almost anybody else in the NBA, and he can knock down the 3. So I think at any moment in this game against a bad Hawks defense, he can get it going. But hopefully from the jump, we get that. And another thing here, NBA, the long All-Star break. Now you have some guys on maybe not a minutes restriction, but they're not playing what they once were. Tyrese Maxey will play 35 plus minutes. This is a guy that Nick Nurse has had no issue running out there on the court. He spent time in the All-Star game, was with all those guys. Maybe you want to give him a little bit of a break, but we still should see 33 plus minutes from Maxey here.
Excellent. 4th and weird. I'm riding Poulin. Look, I think Canada has a shot here. Will the U.S. steamroll them 5-0 in this gold medal women's ice hockey match? Maybe. But Canada's been scoring a lot of goals. They've been drawing a lot of penalties. Poulin is their life force. She's their all-time leading goal scorer. This is obviously a do-or-die game. She headlines their power play. There's a lot of bad blood and animosity here. These games tend to get a little bit physical. And I think if nothing else, even if the U.S. has a stranglehold on this, Canada does not want to be shut out by them again. Canada's lost 7 straight times to the U.S. U.S. are prohibitive favorites. I'm not getting in on the game in any other way because, frankly, the plus 275 I got on Canada sucks. You can get way better than that if you think Canada's winning this game. But I look, Poulin's been a difference maker since she came back. She's going to see a lot of the puck. And she's got a great goal scoring touch. So plus 350. If somebody scores for Canada, I think it's her.
Well, Jason set me up. Anybody who's watched, you knew where we were going here. Jason had the red card ready. And I will be honest, 99% of the time the red card means the bet's vetoed, right? Or it's taken out. This one is not. We didn't lose 3 straight to lose a 4th. So Hillary Knight, anytime goal, plus 110. All the viewers know she's the GOAT. She's close to having the GOAT. She casts for us, but Hillary Knight's due. This is our first time getting her pregame at plus money. We gave her out live the other day at plus money. That didn't do anything for us. She did not score. She didn't have many shots on goal either. I mean, what are we doing here? But listen, you have everybody telling me you're the GOAT. You got to do it. And I think they may have saved this game. I think now that I think about it, I think it might have been we're gonna wait to let her set history in the gold medal game, right? That makes sense. Why would they not do that? They were able to score 5. It was. It's exactly
an elaborate scheme.
It's exactly what it was. Again, anybody who's watched me give her out, every time I tell you, 1, I was told she was the GOAT, and 2, this is not a strong handicap. This is just something I do for fun. You want to watch the Olympics and have fun. I am not telling you to hammer this. I am not telling you that I've been capping her for years and I'm all on it. I've seen her play in the Women's American League. No, this is not what this is.
You don't have a Hillary Knight jersey like the Camila Cardoso.
No,
now that's a GOAT. We'll talk about a GOAT.
Yeah.
You don't have a jersey for Hillary Knight like you do for Cardoso.
No, and there was a lot more advanced data that I jumped into with Cardoso.
Yes.
To get into where Hillary Knight, I'm just throwing it out there, hoping it hits every time. So we'll see.
I will say the other day when these matchups were set and Bet365 populated, started looking around, they would let you put these two together at 11-1. Poulin and Knight. So I do have $10 on it.
And that makes me feel good because that means that you are acknowledging that she's due for one. That makes me feel good about
Well, and I would also feel like a schmuck if this thing finally hit and I wasn't on it in any way, shape,
that's where
or
I'm
form.
at.
So I'm not espousing it as an official play. But
yeah,
I was looking around this morning. Like a lot of like they won't let you do same game parlays at like on these women's matches at like DraftKings, maybe FanDuel you can. I did see it was down around like plus 850, I think it was at 365. Maybe I don't know if other places will let you do it or not, but maybe the goats, maybe both the ice goats will eat today. Beltway Ben. Speaking of goats, the Joker is certainly a goat. And look, Denver opening up against the Clip Joint. Joker sat there and watched everything over the weekend, didn't partake. But obviously he's back from injury. He was back with a vengeance. We saw him play 40 minutes in a double overtime game at MSG. And now he's fired up and ready to go. And look, the Clippers, I thought they were going to totally fall apart after these trades, right? Zubac is gone. Harden's gone. They beat Houston. They've been kind of game. And Kawhi just looks like the best player in the world. Now, I know it's fake basketball in a weird all-star format, but he kind of looks like a one-man gang for the Clippers right now. Joker triple-double. Kawhi double-double. Plus 925 at the Bet365. Look, Joker's got 5 straight triple-doubles. It's automatic at home and maybe not so much on the road, but Zubac is a guy who used to give him hell, and he's gone. Like, the assists are going to be there. Like, LA lost a lot. Kawhi can only do so much. As for Kawhi, okay, like he doesn't have a ton of double-doubles on the season. I think he's got like 5 or 6. His last 6 games against Denver, though, he does have 2 double-doubles, and he has 2 other games where he went over in points and had 9 rebounds. Like, I'm looking at his recent games, 27-12, 24-8, 41-8, 31-9, 25-7. I mean, Beltway Ben, am I crazy to think he might want to ball out tonight, coming off a high and in the All-Star game? And like, who's gonna, if he wants 10 rebounds, who's fighting him for him under the basket for the Clippers? So, look, it's a bomber, almost 10-1. And then I also like Joker triple double plus 110, because we pretty much always like that.
Yeah,
so
here
I'm playing Joker by himself as well.
Right, just for anybody who needs to see it. Triple double plus 110. There. For me though, I'm gonna play one NBA parlay. I usually give you guys 2, but we also have an NBA play that's pretty good plus money that I'm taking a shot on. Just with where things are with Cardwell and Sabonis out. We'll get that in 1 minute. Listen, here's our NBA parlay. It's a little bit longer one. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, 20-plus points. James Harden, Andrew Nembhard, 6-plus assists. And the Magic on the money line, plus 181. KD has been a guy that we've went to the well a lot with for 20-plus points. There was the burner allegations through the All-Star break and everything going on there with him. Very odd situation. But I don't know. I just think he's going to have some firepower under him and get it going scoring tonight. So 20-plus points has also been something that he's done in all but like 7 or 8 games. And I know we've been on the wrong side of it a few times, but we've been on the right side more than not. Devin Booker, 20-plus. I love Book. My opinion on him has changed. After the whole Luka incident, I used to be against Book because I've always been a Luka guy. But like him going to the Olympics and as a superstar buying into a kind of like a dirty role where you had to do all the dirty work and just he's an extremely talented player. He is really going to be up for this game, I think, as anybody would when you face off against Wembanyama and the Spurs. I think he gets it going here. Harden 6-plus assists has been something we've thrown in a lot of different plays since he's gone to Cleveland. And now you have Mobley back. Like, you got to think Harden's going to be able to get the assists going here. 6-plus is also down 3 numbers from what he was at. And then Andrew Nembhard, 6-plus assists. Like that a lot. And the Magic on the money line. Nembhard playing the Wizards who struggle against opposing guards. Assist-wise, Nembhard is going to be controlling the ball. Siakam is not the point forward, is the point forward. He's going to be out. Then the Magic on the money line. Listen, the Magic, it's been a probably depressing year for their fan base as much as you thought they were going to be able to do. And I know now all of a sudden there's new news with Franz being out another 3 weeks and he re-aggravated something, whatever that is. You're still playing the Kings who announced 2 surgeries for 2 of their top players yesterday. And Sabonis hasn't played as much, but Zach LaVine has. And now you have Cardwell, who was their dirty work guy, who was grabbing 11 boards in some of these games as an undrafted rookie. So I don't know. It was a big favorite. I think the Magic get the job done on the road. So KD, Devin Booker, 20-plus points. James Harden, Andrew Nembhard, 6-plus assists. And the Magic on the money line, plus 181. Now here's the play that I just kind of like it. Maxime Reynaud, double-double, plus 235. He's done this multiple times this season. And now when you take away Sabonis, that isn't as big of an impact because he already wasn't playing, right? Like he wasn't on the court. So it's as much. I mean, he played a few games, but not much. Cardwell is the big card here. Reynaud for 12-plus points is like juiced. So if he's going to score the 10, I know his rebounding number is 8.5. Is Russell Westbrook going to jump in there and steal some boards to try to add to his stats? Absolutely. Absolutely. It wouldn't surprise me to see him start putting a few triple-doubles down.
He's a vulture.
Now he is a vulture. He is a pure vulture. But like DeMar DeRozan at this point in his career doesn't care as much on the glass. I've taken his rebounds a few times and gotten burned there. Maxime Reynaud's a young guy. He's shown really well. They like keeping him out there because they know they're not winning games of importance here. So for me, I'm going to take a shot. Again, you can get 10-plus points, 10-plus rebounds for the fine. It's a fine number for me. And then we're also handicapping. There's no way, probably, but there's always a chance he gets 10 blocks or 10 assists. I don't see that happening, but you never know. So give me Maxime Reynaud, double-double, plus 235.
It's a doggy party. Bam. I thought you were going to be on it. I was doing a fair amount of work on him once they announced that surgery.
The Cardwell thing was big.
To go off in the first game.
Yeah. And it's over. He's been better.
Does the Spicy P situation strike you as odd? Like, they get the memo, stop the overt tanking. Spicy P looked pretty good to me in the All-Star game. And then they've got a matchup against another horseshit team, and he'd be the best player on the court, and now he can't play in the game?
It's personal reasons. I don't want to speak, but it's personal reasons is what it said. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is, but it's personal reasons. Maybe he had a family member. I don't know. But it is quiet. That's weird.
Freaking earpiece.
Also, I did like your clip joint comment. That made me laugh out loud. When you called the Clippers a clip joint, that made me laugh.
I can't hear you right now.
Clip joint. Can you hear me?
Clip joint, the LA Clippers. Yeah.
I said that made me laugh. I said that comment, calling him the clip joint, made me laugh.
You never heard that before?
No.
That's what the oldies used to call him, the clip joint.
Yeah, no. Never heard that.
Yeah. They were in San Diego at one point in time. Did you know
know
that?
I did know that.
Played at the San Diego Sports Arena. Along with Julie V, second time mentioned on this show, and the San Diego Sockers. Huh? Bronco Segota, Steve Jungle, Adi Coker spent some time with the San Diego Sockers, if I recall correctly, in the indoor.
That doesn't do much.
Don't know nothing about none of that. Steve Jungle, the Lord of all indoors. Anybody else have that poster when they were a kid? I believe it was Adidas. Jungle in the indoor, like in front of the goal, filled up with soccer balls. Lord of all indoors, Steve Jungle. Hit me up in the comments. Or it's probably the same people who knew we've got blank. You can email us. Want to bet at Gmail, right? Is it just one? It's one. No, it's one.
Want to bet with us at gmail.com.
Yeah, we haven't got any emails in a while.
No, but real quick, I did want to get to one comment. We got a good comment. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mick gave us an all-timer Tuesday after the show ended. Yes, absolutely. I told you guys if you could tune into UCLA's post-game presser, you would get a laugh.
Yes. Cronin was
pure a-hole, but it still was great to watch. Are you raising your voice with me? And the dude
threw his own kid out of the game.
But that was first, and then post-game presser, he checks the reporter. Are you raising your voice with me?
You're raising your voice.
The way that he says it, and the fact that the guy wasn't even raising his voice. Mick continues to pick at him, and then the guy's finally like, "I was just asking," and he's just, "Are you raising your voice with me? We got it on video. Don't deny it. You were raising your voice with me."
We should handicap their next game in overtime. We should handicap the presser. We each get a chance. We each put out something we think he might say after the game.
like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that a
some
lot.
non sequitur that he's going to say to the media, like as he's trying to get fired. Like it looks to me, this was starting to look at me like a Kevin Stefanski situation where this guy's not going to be happy till somebody else is giving him whatever he makes, $8 million a year or whatever, to coach somewhere else. But he seems to be calling their bluff.
I feel the same way. I agree with that.
True story. While that was going on the other night, I was talking to an agent about NFL stuff, and I didn't even know that this guy was deep in NIL, but I guess everybody's deep in NIL now. And he has a kid on the UCLA team, not the kid who got thrown out.
Yeah.
But he's got a kid who's making decent money on UCLA. And he was like in real time to be like on the phone with him. He's actually the guy I was telling you about who might want to help with this thing.
Yeah.
And seeing his reaction to Cronin, like throwing out a kid in a game that he's got a kid playing in, it was pretty unreal. It was pretty unreal.
Dude,
this crazy times we're living in.
And we did real quick.
Coptic times.
Real quick. Again, I
got to go to this meeting. So
I like Mick Cronin because he's entertaining, but people's trying to say this is hard coaching. This is not hard coaching. This is just a dude being an a-hole.
It's over the line.
Yeah.
It's a bit much, right? It's
Way
all
too
about
much.
him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Stefanski. He just fire me. I'm gonna just fire me.
Are you raising your voice with me? Are you raising your voice? Are you raising your voice with me?
You raising your voice to me? Do you know who you're effing with? Do you know who I am? No, anyone who's ever said that, it's never gone well. Like Tony La Russa. I'm a major league Hall of Fame baseballer or baseball guy or what do you call it? I'm a Hall of Fame. I'm a Hall of Famer. Not, but he didn't say Hall of Famer because that would be normal. Like I'm a Hall of Fame baseball.